Hey YA nerds, Reading Roo here again for another installment of Reading Roo. Woohoo! So this week we're actually talking about Moxie, which is written by Jennifer Mathieu. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that horribly. It's 330 pages and it came out September 19th, 2017, so not that long ago. Pick it up, it's really good. Yeah, I got this from the library because I have a rule against buying hardcovers, and we'll see how long that lasts me because I keep eyeing these awesome books and the holidays are coming, which means sales are coming and gift cards are coming, so as soon as I get a ton of gift cards, I'm sure I'll be buying a ton of books as usual. So here is the plot. We're gonna read it from the inside cover because it's easier than reading it off a computer. Moxie girls fight back. Vivian Carter is fed up. Fed up with her small-town Texas high school where the football team can do no wrong. Fed up with the sexist dress codes and hallway harassment. But most of all, Viv Carter is fed up with always following the rules. Viv's mom was a punk rock riot girl in the 90s, so now Viv takes a page from her mother's past and creates a feminist zine that she distributes anonymously to her classmates. She's just blowing off steam, but other girls respond. Pretty soon, Viv is forging friendships with young women across the divides of cliques and popularity rankings, and she realizes that what she's started is nothing short of a girl revolution. Moxie is a book about high school life that will make you want to riot. Yeah. That is what dragged me into Moxie in the first place. I guess I'll talk about the review now. This book was on my radar for a while, but I also just wanted to say that I love my book club more than life itself, you know, because we actually read 2 YA books in a row! That never happens! So it just made me so happy. We read this one, and then the last review I did, which was Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I don't know how I managed to get that to happen. I still can't figure it out. You know, and I'm slowly running out of more time to work on this channel, so the fact that I got to read 2 books at once that were perfect for this review channel just makes my life. So I actually got to read these 2 books on top of 2 other books, on top of my school books, and it's like the best gift that book club could have ever given me 2 months before Christmas. So thank you, book club. I love you. Christine, Dana, Jess, John, KP, Christine, and Tracy, you all get a shout out in this episode. And thank you guys so much. You're the best ever. And you don't even realize it. As for the book itself, let me actually review it now instead of gushing about how my amazing, wonderful, awesome friends. Let me just say that I have, like I said, had my eye on this book for a while. Like, you know, since I started getting emails about it a couple of months ago. You know, the premise sounded fairly interesting, and I feel like there does need to be more discussion about feminism for teens and even young girls. Spoiler alert, I'm a feminist, not a humanist or an egalitarian. I'm a feminist. And for a long time, I was ashamed of that word because I thought that it applied to angry women who hated men. You know, let me just be clear. Feminism is a movement that aims to bring equality to the sexes in all aspects of life. It is not about hating men or putting women above men. It's about making us all equal. And anyone telling you different needs to get their facts straight. So now that I've gotten that put aside, Moxie, you know, I didn't really know what to expect from this book going into it. It's simply written. I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, it pulled me in all the same. The characters were really interesting. It is very character driven. It's first person point of view, so you like kind of like live with Viv. I would say that rhymes. You know, I will say that the message really wasn't for me, only because, like, I didn't need the message. I am a feminist already, so reading it, I feel like that was the only thing that I was lost with. anyone else who questions their stance in that kind of thing definitely needs to read it. Any young girl or young man or young teen or whoever you are who doesn't really understand feminism or understand why it matters should probably read it. Again, I don't have a problem understanding it at all. I've been a feminist probably my whole life and only really in the last 10 years have used the word exclusively. You know, I think any teen reading it will love the message and take something away from it. For me, like I said, it's all stuff I already know. It's not a bad thing. I'm not taking points away from the review because of that. I'm adding points because of that, because, like I said, it's a discussion that needs to happen, especially with young women, and just teens in general. You know, I also thought, like, some of the stuff that did happen in the high school in the book were a little exaggerated, or, like, I didn't think anything like that could happen in a high school. I've also been at a high school for many years. I don't look it. But I haven't been in high school in like over 10 years, so I might be a little out of touch on that one. In fact, I was speaking to a younger classmate of mine, and I said something, there's something that happens in the book called the bump and grab, and when it happened in the book, I was like, how could that happen at a high school and nobody say anything? Essentially, it's when a young man, specifically a young man, bumps into a girl with the express purpose of groping her in whatever way, and it's called the bump and grab. And when I read it in the book, I was like, that would never happen in a high school. That's lunacy that would happen in a high school, and the administration would do nothing about it. Like, that's crazy talk. I said the same thing to my classmate, and she was like, well, in my high school, and I think she'd only been out of high school for 4 years. In my high school, that crap happened all the time, and the administration did nothing. Up until, like, there were reports filed by parents or something. I don't know. She didn't really go into it. But I was shocked by that. I don't know. Maybe I'm old and I'm out of touch, and, you know, when I was in high school, things were done differently. And, yeah, there was a lot of sexism in high school, and, like, you know, feminism is just definitely needed. And I could relate to, like, the football team getting everything, whereas, like, in the book, I mean, because when I went to school, like, that was always a big thing, that the football team got whatever the heck they wanted, and, like, everybody else could go scratch, which stunk, because that's not the way that a school budget should be. That's life, I guess. So, you know, if I was in high school, I think I would have enjoyed this book a lot better. That's it. That's the bottom line. Like I said earlier, you know, it's character-driven. All the characters are really likable. And it's really easy to root against the bad guys in the book. You know, all the characters, even the bad guys, move the story along nicely, especially Lucy Hernandez. She's my favorite character in the whole book. She's a new girl, and she moves from Austin to East Rockport, and Austin, I guess, is really liberal, things I didn't know. And so she's kind of, like, appalled by all the stuff that goes on in this school. And I like her. I feel like she's, like, a good voice of reason, and I, like, feel like a kinship with this girl. I also may have had a problem with Seth, who is the boy love interest in the book, only because he's such an anomaly to me. He comes into this whole book and he already knows about feminism, and I'm like, you're a 16-year-old boy, how does that happen? In Texas. Like, I get that you came from Austin as well, which was a weird coincidence, but how? Anyway. Yeah, I had a hard time placing him in the story. I also thought he was going to turn into a giant jerk. Spoiler alert, he didn't. Yes. I was really glad I was wrong about that, actually. I usually don't like romance in my stories. I guess that's a weird thing to say. I don't like forced romance in stories, and I felt like it was kind of going that way, but it turned itself around. It was good. It belongs in there, I guess. So, you know, all in all, it was a quick read, which I liked. I recommend it for anyone who wants to learn more about feminism and and the lives of teenage girls going through, you know, a garbage time in their life. As for Tropes. As usual, I'm using a list that I curated myself from help from other librarians, as well as from the internet, and my own knowledge of YA books. So, here we go. So we have strong/smart female protag, broken family units, clueless adults, love at first sight, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Perfect, no car or junker car, straight as an arrow, unnecessary romance. So my rating for the book is a 9 out of 10. The message was great, but I think it was lost on me. So nothing really else much to say about it. Again, I would pass it around like wildfire regardless, but I don't think I'd read it again. Once is enough. I don't need the message. That's it. For my favorite part, so I don't know if you've noticed, I marked this book a lot. I wanted to talk about how fantastic all of the zine pages are. So I'm just going to show you guys like briefly, because if this doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. So Vivian makes these zines, and the author actually like published them in the book. And they're just fantastic. They're like really well made. I know that it's not like a real young lady making it, but it could be. I feel like a teenager could totally do this. It's very believable. Moxie girls fight back. So she publishes this every time something bad happens. And then the best part is that Vivian doesn't take any credit for these. She just kind of starts it and never says anything. And so the other girls in the school get involved and they make their own. Like this one. I'm not going to show you that one too much because it's a spoiler. So this one's made by someone else, and so is this one, and so is, I'm gonna find it, was it this one? This one. So 3 other girls make 3 other things, and they're phenomenal. And I do have a read part, or reading part, that's my favorite part of the story. Backstory. The 3rd issue of Moxie is about the bump and grab thing. So she even says, if a boy bumps and grabs you, tag his locker with a sticker. And she like includes little stickers in there, and the stickers say, you're an asshole. There's the sticker right there. XOXO Moxie. And I usually don't curse on this channel, because I don't curse on the channel. But I feel like that's not too bad. And I just like that she actually made stickers that say, you're an asshole, love Moxie. It's great. So here we go. By the time first period starts, zines and stickers have been distributed throughout all the girls' bathroom on the 1st floor and most of the bathrooms on the 2nd floor. By the time I head to history class, everyone is buzzing about it. I catch Jason Garza scowling and trying to peel the sticker on his locker off with his fingers, but he's having trouble. When I ordered stickers, I made sure to order the kind with the high bond label. I smirked to myself. Please tell me you saw these, Sarah asks me as I walk into class. I catch Claudia reading the latest issue, a few stickers in her hand. Yeah, it's great, isn't it, I say? Sarah nods, a smile spreading across her face. It's brilliant. Hey Claudia, I say, and when she looks up at me, I tell her Mitchell Wilson's locker is already covered in stickers. Seriously, she asks, her eyes brightening. Seriously, I tell her. But that doesn't mean you can't add another one. Ask to go to the bathroom during class and do it. Claudia's eyebrows rise at my boldness. Maybe, she says. She tucks the zine and the stickers into her backpack, but halfway through Mrs. Robbins' dull lecture on something dull, Claudia raises her hand and asks to be excused. When she comes back, she winks at me. That wink is worth everything. All the time spent making Moxie, all my Christmas money spent on stickers, Claudia's wink is worth all of that and then some. All day long, the stickers spread like a contagious rash, black dots spilling out everywhere, more and more each class period. Girls are smart about how they do it, and the teachers are too dense to catch on. Bathroom breaks, trips to the nurse, requests for a drink at the water fountain, all provide opportunity to duck out and tag some boy's locker when no one is looking. After each bell rings, it's like the stickers have been breeding because there are more and more greeting us each time. Moxie is winning. And I started Moxie. And then on my way to English, my face glowing and my heart racing with pride, Maricela Perez does something magical. Tim Fitzpatrick, a true asshole sophomore boy who thinks he's hot shit because he plays varsity basketball, decides to bump and grab Maricela as we head to lunch. He gooses Maricela around the waist with his thick, clumsy fingers. "Wait a minute," Maricela says, grabbing Tim's shoulder, her voice sticky sweet. "I have something for you." Dumb Tim falls for it. He holds still and stares at Maricela like he is expecting a blowjob right there in the hallway. But Maricela just fishes into the pocket of her jeans, digs out a sticker, and ceremoniously pushes it on him. Right on his chest. She presses down hard enough that Tim actually mutters, "Ouch!" To which Maricela rolls her eyes and walks off, leaving Tim staring at his chest, angrily picking at the sticker that won't budge. I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, like, I loved that part. I thought that was great. I want to print out stickers and do that. Unfortunately, I could be arrested for that. So for the age range, I'm going to say 13, 14, 15 plus. It's not a hard book to read. Yeah, there's cursing in it, but it's not like too bad. I mean, I just cursed twice. Sorry, internet. And that's really like the majority of how bad it gets. Other than that, you know, it's pretty tame. Nothing crazy happens. There's no like, you know, heavy petting or anything. It's just about being in school. I mean, the main character does make out with her boyfriend a couple of times, but I don't think that's that weird. Or I don't know, X-rated. I think that's it's very PG rated. So that's it for Moxie. We'll update again in 2 weeks, and yeah, I'll see you guys around. Take care, YA nerds.